Thursday's greetings and thank you for making a date with us. I'm Selima Shumwefeleni Masipa. Leading the bulletin, as preparations for this year's national and presidential elections intensify, the Electoral Commission of Namibia has dispatched voter registration materials and equipment to all regions for the general registration of voters. The registration period is scheduled to take place from the 3rd of June to the 1st of August. Now let's delve deeper into this lead story with Sheila Perestrello.
Earlier today, the manager for corporate communication at ECN, David Siluka, in a statement announced that equipment and materials were sent to regions via Nampo's courier with an escort from the Namibian police force as part of its standard operating procedures. Siluka noted that the materials were sent internationally through the diplomatic postal services of the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation via OHL for delivery to Namibian diplomatic missions. ECN encouraged all eligible Namibian citizens aged 18 and above to register afresh in their respective constituencies. The statement further read that the Commission has formed 567 local registration teams and 35 teams at Namibian diplomatic missions. The Commission said registration points will operate from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday nationwide and all Namibian diplomatic missions. Sheila Perestrello reporting for Primetime News.
We now bring you a tragic event where a 36-year-old man reportedly drowned in a pond while fishing in Ohwala village in the Onamulenge constituency. For more details on this incident, here's Sylvia Hashondali with the crime report.
The Namibian Police Force Crime Investigations Coordinator for Omusati Region, Deputy Commissioner Moses Simao, told NAMPA that the incident occurred at around 18:30 on Wednesday. Simao further stated that the deceased, who was suffering from epilepsy, was fishing in the pond near their house when he fell into the water and drowned. He added that the deceased's body was discovered by his mother. Sylvia Shindali reporting for Primetime News.
Continuing with crime news. In a disturbing incident, a 14-year-old girl was reportedly gang raped by her two uncles in the Omusati region. According to the Namibian Police Force Omusati Regional Commander Commissioner Ismail Basson, the incident allegedly took place between May 6 and May 8, 2024 at Etunda village in the Ruakana constituency.
According to Basson, it is alleged that the two suspects, who are both uncles to the victim, entered her room while she was asleep during the night. He said one suspect allegedly held the victim's arm and threatened her with a knife while the other man covered her mouth with his hand and raped her. Basson also noted that the other suspect allegedly also raped her afterwards. He added that the suspects then threatened the victim with death should she report the incident to her parents or to the police. Thus far, Basson indicated that one suspect, a 46-year-old Angolan national, was arrested and the second suspect is still on the run. He noted that the suspects face a case of rape involving domestic violence and alcohol abuse. The arrested suspect is expected to appear in court on Thursday. Police investigations into the matter continue. Konjini Ambinga reporting for Primetime News.
Our next story comes from neighboring South Africa, where President Cyril Ramaphosa signed a new law on Wednesday aimed at providing universal health care. This significant move comes just 2 weeks before a general election, despite facing opposition and pushback from business groups. AFP provides us with more details.
The fund established under the law will provide health care for all at rates to be determined by the government in one of the world's most unequal nations.
We are gathered here today to bear witness to the signing into law of the National Health Insurance Bill, which at the stroke of the pen is about to become an act of parliament. This transformational healthcare initiative in many ways gives further impetus and effect to our constitutional commitment to progressively realize access to healthcare services for all its citizens.
MPs approved the controversial new law in June last year after years of debate and consultation. Conjeni Ambinga reporting for Primetime News.
Your top roundup is up next with the business segment thereafter. Welcome to Primetime Biz, your ultimate destination for all business-related updates and insights. Now, in an effort to provide platforms and channels for harnessing the full potential of Namibian youth towards national development, the Tukwatha Youth Organization, led by its founder and president, Hendrina Kundungilwa, hosted the Youth Forge event in Windhoek earlier today. Under the theme, Igniting Patriotism, Fueling Industry, the event aims to facilitate a panel discussion on the pivotal role of youth in driving industrialization in Namibia. Key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and technology were explored. Conjeni Ambinga brings us more insights from the event.
Because for me, what I really want is Namibia to be a prosperous nation. And I want to see a shared prosperity. And whoever comes and discuss such issues, that will always attract my interest in the past, now, and in the future. So I said, from my assessment, I feel the biggest challenge we are having in this country, our service delivery is very poor. I feel why that problem is because there's no patriotism in this country. That's how we came to discuss the word patriotism as to what it means. But with patriotism, we will be able really to support one another and to go through all those questions. Our young people, they are the one now who have to take the baton for economic independence of this country.
YouTube announced on Wednesday its compliance with a Hong Kong court order to restrict access to videos associated with a protest song, adding to growing apprehensions about free speech in the city. AFP reports.
Hong Kong's appeal court granted the government's request for an injunction last week against Glory to Hong Kong, an anthem that emerged during the city's 2019 pro-democracy protests. The case has been closely watched for how it would affect tech firms and internet platform operators, a concern that has been raised internationally over the free flow of information in Hong Kong. The court order banned a range of acts that included performing and broadcasting the song with criminal intent and listed 32 YouTube videos that the government deemed problematic. YouTube, part of the Alphabet digital empire that includes Google, confirmed on Wednesday that it would block access to those 32 videos from Hong Kong users with immediate effects. Konjeni Ambinga, reporting for Primetime News.
That concludes our top segment for tonight. Up next, stay tuned for tomorrow's countrywide weather forecast, followed by the latest economic news roundup. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sporting action. Premier League clubs will be given the chance to scrap VAR from next season when they vote on the controversial review system at their annual general meeting next month. Wolves have submitted a resolution to abolish VAR to the Premier League, triggering a vote of the top flight 20 teams on June 6. The Molineux club says VAR is undermining the value of the Premier League brand after another season marred by a host of debatable decisions. In order for VAR to be axed by the Premier League, 14 of the 20 clubs will have to vote against it. Wolves are expected to canvass other clubs in order to gain support before the meeting. VAR was introduced in the Premier League in 2019 with the aim of helping referees avoid clear and obvious errors that had marred matches in the past. Moving on to Formula One, Max Verstappen will aim to recover and put his friend Lando Norris back in his place among the chasing pack this weekend as Formula One returns to Europe for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. The three-time world champion who leads this year's title race for Red Bull knows, however, that after suffering 2 defeats in 6 season opening races, he may be vulnerable, and McLaren's Norris will be armed with upgrades as he seeks to add to his popular maiden triumph in Miami. Most, if not all, teams will bring revised cars for the 7th race of the season, with Ferrari and Mercedes both hoping to reduce Verstappen's advantage at the cramped and atmospheric circuit set in the rolling vineyards of Ferrari's Italian heartland. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. On that note, we conclude tonight's edition of Primetime News. Remember to follow the on-screen prompts to stay informed about developments within and beyond our borders. We appreciate your interaction, so please feel free to leave your comments below. From myself, Selima Shimwe Feleni Masipa, and our dedicated production crew behind the scenes, it's good night.